Hey, Myron.
How's it going?
Not too bad. How are you?
Oh, pretty good, I guess.
Pretty good. Well, that's good.
Hey, John Hobbs. I was listening to this bunch of songs earlier, and I figured, well, what the fuck? I might as well just play them on my show.
Yeah.
Probably nobody has heard very much of this band.
Yeah.
Trying to do the Wordle while there wasn't that many people in here.
Oh, I bet not. Neither did we. We went live for a little bit. A couple people came up. Then we ran out of things to say, so.
Yeah, that always is worst part of being on a panel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a big thinker. I just like to talk back. Oh.
Exactly. What's the game called? Whirly. I haven't played that game before that you're playing up there on the screen.
Well, you got 6 chances to make a 5-letter word.
Okay.
And if it's yellow, it's in the word but in the wrong spot. And if it's green, it's in the word and in the right spot.
Ah.
And well, I can take these letters off the keyboard, and once in a while they'll have a double letter in a word.
Yeah. What could be? Oh. Yeah, last night, I don't know if you've seen Josh's video, or if he put it up yet or not, but someone lit a garbage can on fire, and the fire trucks and all that had to come put it out.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah. All that's left is the garbage lid.
Fucking hard one.
Huh?
Say it's a hard one.
What could be?
Oh, no. to say screw her for a while. You guys are still live?
What?
I said, you're still live?
No.
Yeah, that because this was quite a while ago, right? I'll go like this. Can't decide whether it ends with the O or begins with the O. Yeah, Clayton's fishing. No, I've never done any turning down hobs. I made a tincture one time and then turned it into hash by boiling off the alcohol. And I put through that in a batch of brownies I made. I don't say the brownies weren't bad. I've got all kinds of shit to turn fucking everything into something else because I bought a butter machine. The second one, not the first one. So all I gotta do is throw whatever I want into the freaking machine and turn it on and wait for it to tell me it's done. Oh, I will put this back up there because I think I might have it. Yeah, it is pretty easy. I made the tincture. It took a little over 8 hours. I threw 2 ounces of weed into the machine plus whatever the equivalent was. I think it was for 2 cups of alcohol. I'm sort of guessing on that. But anyways, put it in, put the lid on, and turn it on, and it went for 8 hours. I never had to do fuck all. And then at the end, it keeps done, and you just put the lid up, and I had a tincture. And I can do butter in the machine, coconut oil, anything like that if I want. But it's hard to get enough weed to be able to smoke it and cook at the same time.
Yeah.
I'm mostly a smoker.
Midnight toker.
No, I'll leave that. Oh, midnight doesn't talk.
No, like it's that song. I'm talking about song Midnight Toker.
Space Cowboy.
Yeah.
Uh,
So you can say hi in the chat, John. So good day.
so, what are you gonna do when Josh goes back to work?
Oh, me day. Probably just watch movies all day or go outside for a walk or watch some movies.
Well, you gotta look at it this way. If you're gonna get a really good batch off of shake and trim, if you use fucking really good weed, it should be that much better.
Yeah. Josh is not feeling good again today. He's got another headache.
Well, know my thoughts on it. If he wakes up without the headache, there's a reason he's getting it.
No, he woke up with it again, and
Oh, Oh, he's waking up with it, and it's just 24 hours a day, 5 days in a row. Fuck me, he should get into that.
He's been taking aspirin, but I gotta get him some ibuprofen. I think that'll be a lot better for him. What? Where's what, buddy? Your book bag? Right there, buddy. Aw, it's okay. Ooh, big muscles. Oh, I see, I see.
You do that that way. You can't go on a bus.
Oh, okay. Well, now I get normal solution.
Here.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, don't do that. Yes, very much.
There's therapies.
It's okay. Look at you in that little thing hanging off your okay. I'll get these signed up right now, and when we go back to school Monday, they'll be ready to go.
Where's my rubber band now?
Your ball?
Oh, there we go.
Cool.
Okay, I can keep this too. Like this. Again,
Hey, what's truth? How's it going?
yeah. I want to touch it.
You okay?
Yeah. Yeah, it felt lots worse. I forgot how much I like listening to this band.
They sound pretty good.
First band ever that played really fast. I
Yeah.
think just watching the freaking bass player play. I know nowadays there's a lot of guys could probably outplay these ones, but these guys were back in late 60s, early 70s.
Oh, an oldies. Still
Yeah.
sounds good. Oldies are still better than some of the new stuff nowadays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's some new stuff that's pretty good out there too.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
That it's pretty hard to get new ideas when you don't have any new instruments.
Yeah.
You know, when the guitar really was made into its most modern shapes back in the 20s, 30s, and 40s. Uh, that's when all the ideas started flowing because they had a new instrument to screw around with.
Yeah.
No, but now everybody screwed around with it. It's not new, so you can't do anything new on it.
Exactly.
How much truth you did in a not bad time. I had to change some bearings in my pickup once. The rear took me just getting the frickin' bearings out took me a while. I didn't buy a puller and I didn't have the money to go buy a puller, so I went and ordered a 3/8 rebar about 10 feet long or 12 feet long. Brought it home, had the tire off the axles pulled from my truck, and I just went to the other side and using the rebar beat the frickin' thing out.
Hmm. That sounds good.
And you already know one of the songs that he does. It's "I Want to Change the World."
Oh, yeah. I'll be back.
I'll be back. Ooh. How's it going, Mr. Hobbs?
Oh, very good. Thanks for letting me up. I figured it would be easier. You wouldn't have to read the chat. Oh, shit, I got to echo. God damn it. There we go. That should take care of that problem. How's everybody doing?
Not too bad.
Sorry about Josh not feeling good. That's too bad.
Yeah.
You know, I used to get migraines years ago. I had a physical therapist recommend something. He had me sit in a chair, turn my head sideways, and push on the front and then pull back. What it does is stretches your neck muscles out in the back, which can cause the migraines. And I started doing that. And after a while, the migraines went away. I don't get them anymore.
Huh. Gets a lot of neck pain, though, yeah.
What was that, Julie? I'm sorry.
I was saying, you're saying about the muscles in the back of your neck and all that. He gets a lot of neck pain in the back
Oh,
because he
okay.
moves stuff all the time, too.
Yeah. Well, maybe that can help. Maybe you can go see a physical therapist or somebody that can recommend something to help. I just wish
Yeah,
I could help
maybe.
them, you know. I hate it when
Yeah,
people don't feel good. That sucks.
I know, eh?
A good bone crusher might be the thing he needs.
Yeah. I'm afraid to ask, what's a bone crusher?
Chiropractor.
Oh, okay. I've never heard that before, Myron.
Jeez, I thought everybody thought it was bone crushers.
Yes, you know, that's not a bad idea. That might help too.
I went to the one here and he told me that I had costal chondritis and to tear my diaphragm or pleura. And after that, I'd been to see 4 or maybe only 3 regular surgeons plus a nose and throat and chest specialist. something like that. And they never told me I had anything. Then after he told me that I had that, I asked the last one I talked to, the fifth general surgeon report, fifth surgeon, uh, if I had costochondritis, and they said yes, but it shouldn't hurt that much. Well, if he was right on the one thing, I'm thinking he's right on the other.
Yep, probably so. He knew better than the doctors.
And he made a diagnosis, and then he spent 6 months trying to disprove it, his diagnosis.
Huh. The doctor did that?
No, the doctor did fuck all for me. The
Oh, okay.
chiropractor did all that.
Okay.
The doctors, one doctor finally believed me that I had something the matter with me after I don't know how many about 10 years of trying to get a doctor to believe me or even listen to me. Because uh, I complained about pain in my side, but I couldn't really describe the pain. It wasn't back then. It wasn't as strong as it was now.
Yes.
One year I had to sit down every time I got up and did something. My side hurt, so I sat for a whole year, and then I went back to work for a couple of years, and then I had to sit for 6 months.
Okay.
And the doctors have pretty much said there's nothing the matter with me, except for the pain specialist who said there's nothing he could do for me, that I would be in the worst pain all my life, and that I would probably never get to go fishing or play guitar again because of
Yes. Yeah, that sucks.
it. Could be worse. I could be a quadriplegic.
I wonder if kratom would help.
What's that?
Kratom is like a plant that's supposed to be a painkiller. A lot of people use it when they get hooked on morphine and stuff. They use it to come off
Hey,
morphine.
if there is a painkiller that would help, I would do more. Therefore, I would be causing more damage.
Oh,
And I don't want that to happen.
no, that's true. So
Because,
basically what they need to do, they need to go in there and sew you up and fix it.
yeah, but they can't find anything because when I lay down, it goes away. And how are all the tests done? Laying fucking down.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sucks.
And I complained to them that when I lay down, and they said, well, nothing we can do about it. That's how it's done.
Huh.
And it's right between my fingers there is the bad spot.
Mm-hmm.
It only used to be this big, but it's ripping.
Oh. Well, you'd think with all the modern technology they have, that they could use an ultrasound or something, MRI or
Done
something.
that, done that, done that,
Yeah.
done everything, barium,
Huh.
all kinds of stuff, and they just couldn't find anything when I laid down because it goes away.
Huh.
The first surgeon I seen told me I had a hernia down low, and he told me those don't hurt.
Huh.
Well, that cocksucker was a fucking liar. I don't care if he's a general surgeon or what. That fucking thing would open up and somehow grab on the cord going down to my right nut. and it would close and twist on that, and holy fuck, that hurt.
Yeah.
And so this tear here plus a tear down there. One of these days, my heart will probably give up because it'll be pulled down so low. But what the
Damn.
hell, can't let that scare me about anything. I don't really give a fuck. I would rather have a heart attack and go like that than get cancer and spend 4 to 5 years in agony. Well, fuck, I'm in agony. Oh, all the time now.
Yes. No, I know chemotherapy is no fun. I've seen a lot of people go through that.
Yeah, I won't take it. I'll die here at home. Matter of fact, I don't even have a regular doctor anymore. My last regular doctor quit and left town for good.
Was it somebody that would listen to you, Myron?
Yeah, he was listening to me. And last fall, when I talked to him, he was impressed because everything about my blood test and everything was normal.
That neck brace help you out, Myron?
I wore it for quite a while this morning. Like, I took it off just before I went to eat at about, noonish. And I put it on about, I don't know, 6:30 to 7 o'clock this morning. So it does a little bit for me.
Right on.
I was laughing, saying last night you were probably the guy that got in a fight with Mike Tyson on the plane.
Well, first off, I'd be smart enough to know I wouldn't hit Mike Tyson first. Because if he hits me first, his fucking hands are lethal weapons. I can sue.
Yeah, he sure was a good boxer.
Yeah.
Boy, the movie, what was that movie, The Hangover there? He punches that guy in the face and he just drops and out on the floor snoring.
Yeah. He even knocked out Robert Esch. He probably knocked out 30 or 40 people.
Oh, yeah. Wouldn't want to get punched by him, but I don't know. I think that video was sort of. I wouldn't doubt if he didn't pay that guy. It just seemed real fake, you know. Mike Tyson punched you in the face. You think your face would be unrecognizable.
Well, Mike Tyson is a little past his prime.
Yeah.
He'd still fucking hit harder than a lot of people, but I don't know if he'd be in the bone crushing anymore. Depending on where he hit, too. If he hit the guy in the nose, the guy shouldn't have much of a nose left. There should be blood all over.
All the guys in the UK chats are talking about that Tyson Fury. I think he had a big fight coming up or something.
There's a big female fight coming up tonight. Fuck, I can't remember her name, but I can find it right quick.
Is it UFC?
I think so.
I haven't watched UFC in a while, but I used to watch it when Chuck Liddell was up, and
Oh no, it's MMA Cyborg versus Blenko.
Okay. I used to like to watch Rousey. Miguel Rousey. She was good.
Yeah, Ronda Rousey.
Yeah.
Oh, what did we know? It's done.
who else was it? Matt Hughes, I think his name was. Something like that.
That's overheated.
Hello to the boys and the girl, you guys.
Yeah, they're on their devices
Oh yeah.
playing games.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't watch much boxing anymore. I used to watch it all the time.
I'm not. I never. Well, I watched boxing when Muhammad Ali was doing it, but after that, I kind of give up. Plus, maybe a little George Foreman, but what I'm watching now is mixed martial arts.
Yep, that was pretty much me too. Although I did watch Tyson a little bit just because he was so good. But yeah, Muhammad Ali was so entertaining.
Yeah,
He was a character.
and just think of how good he would have done if he had to go to jail for them years.
Yes. Yeah, they never should have done that to him.
No.
Well, I can see both sides. It's not fair to make some people go over there, and get drafted too. So I don't know. I don't know what the answer is there. There's no easy answer, I guess. My brother would have got drafted, but he had flat feet. So he was saved by his flat feet.
Well, I have flat feet too, so I guess I couldn't have joined up.
Yeah, maybe not.
Well, I know one guy from town here that he went over and fought in Vietnam.
Yeah, that's what my brother would have been doing too. He was quite a bit older than I am. He's 16 years older than me. I got another brother that's 14 years older and then a sister that's 12. So I was a little surprised, I think, that came along later.
Yeah. I guess I could have got in on the end of it if I'd have wanted to go, but even back then, I didn't really want to take any orders from anybody 24 hours a day.
No, that's a good point. They act like they own you. They pretty much do own you.
Well, a lot of companies like to pretend they own you, tell you what you can do when you're off work. Well, what I do in my off time's my own fucking business. If I can show up and get the fucking job done the next day, doesn't matter to you what I do. As long as my fucking work was good. And that's the way I looked at it when I was younger.
Yeah. I know for a little while, the union didn't allow companies to test when I worked in the grocery business. But then all of a sudden, they just let it slide when we got some bad contracts put in there. So all of a sudden, they could test. But you know what happened? The companies realized that they couldn't find enough employees. So they had to drop it. it lasted for, I don't know, maybe a couple years or something, and then they stopped. So they switched from urinalysis, so UA test, to a swab test where they just stuck something in your cheek and would test that way. And that made it a little bit better. I don't think it was as sensitive. Thing about it is, urinalysis is going to show what you did a week ago, so.
Yeah. Well, for weed, but not necessarily for some of the harder drugs.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. They don't show up. Hell, from what I've heard, if you eat poppy seed muffins, you can
Yep.
test positive for opium.
Yep. Yeah. So how good are the accurate drugs? Shit.
Yes.
Of course, that was quite a while ago that happened too.
Yes.
But I don't know if I'd fucking trust them. You can't trust the fucking government or its employees.
Yes.
I hear hair sample. They can go back, see what you did 10 years ago on a hair sample.
Yep, I've heard that too, Josh.
Yeah. Well, I've heard that weed will last a year in a hair sample.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know.
I don't have enough hair left on top to worry about, so you go.
Too funny.
Well, I'm waiting to make that stuff. I was told we were looking, at some recipes online, and they said to bake it. Said you grind it up a little bit, but you don't want to grind it too fine, and then bake it for a while. They called it carboxylizing or something because you
Yeah.
have to
Yeah.
change the THC from one form to another,
Yeah.
and then you make the butter afterwards. But they said it's real temperature sensitive. You don't want to go too
Too
much
high.
because
don't
it'll ruin it too, so
Yeah, you got to go just enough, but not too much.
yeah.
Which is pretty easy if, like, I got a stove that, it goes up in, I don't know, 5 or 10 degrees at a time.
Okay.
And then the minute, so I can set a timer on it too.
Okay. Well, we've
So,
got thermometers. We thought we'd use a thermometer and check it.
Yeah.
So what are you making? Some sort of weed
Butter.
stuff?
Yeah, making
Weed butter?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, he gave me a fucking quarter pound.
Wow.
Just gave it to me.
Quarter pound of weed?
I feel a little guilty because, it was supposed to be just shake. I told him just trimmings. Now, fuck, it's it's almost pure bud. So.
Wow. Well, that's good.
Yeah. I told you the story about my daughter eating the cookies when she was small, or younger. She was 15, I think, or 16 or something, and woke up in the middle of the night and said, I can't breathe. So I want to make sure that I get the doses right. Jacob and Maggie are both going to be taking it too, so I don't want anything too strong where they freak out or anything.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't matter how much THC is in the butter, it's how much butter you put in a recipe.
Yes, no, you're right. Yep, that's the thing. That's the dose. He was going to steer me towards, he said you should probably shoot for about 10 milligrams to start with. So he was going to give me a specific recipe that would tell me, like 1 tablespoon was going to be the 10 milligrams.
Yeah.
So that's why I was waiting for his recipe. I've done it before, and it just knocks me out, man. It really helps me sleep.
I know I've said this before, but I made a tincture out of, I think it was 20% THC, 2 ounces. Put that in I think about an 8x8 or maybe a 9x9. Fucking, I made brownies,
Okay.
and then I did what would it be, 1/10 of the pan, and I felt pretty good. So the next day I did 2/10 of a pan or 1/5 of the whole pan. Well, fuck, I was high then. I'd get up and fucking I'd fall back down and I'd giggle at myself and then I'd get up. Yeah, the first time I tried to do it, I couldn't fucking do it.
So you were feeling real good.
Yeah. Well, I still hurt, but it was funny.
Maggie went down to Fred Meyer's to go shopping.
Well, she's officially better then.
Well, yeah, not really. She's not supposed to be doing all that, but it's hard to keep a person down.
Yeah.
She is doing better though. They had her
Well, that's
taking
good.
steroids, but she stopped. She didn't like them.
Well, steroids, when a guy takes them, they make his balls shrivel up and become useless, I heard. I wonder what it does to a woman if she takes some steroids.
Yeah. I think there's
I think there's a different
kinds.
Yeah. I don't think she's popping the steroids for muscles.
Yeah, there's side effects.
Yes, there is. Well, I think
Go ahead.
I was going to say I think testosterone is a steroid, and I think estrogen is too.
Oh,
They're hormones. I don't know what the
their
difference is.
hormones is what they are.
Yes.
How do you make a hormone?
Don't pay her.
Yeah. Oh, I should look and see how warm it is here.
Do you know how to tell a difference between a male and a female chromosome?
The XY.
You pull down their genes.
Oh, let's look at this.
I got to put the old belly bag on there Monday and go put on a bunch of castor.
My son was running a landscaping company for a while, and he used a lot of that castor. You using good masks and everything when you're doing that, Josh?
Not normally, no.
Put the damn mask on.
I know I should be wearing a mask for pretty much anything I do because, like, I got bad lungs and as it is.
Yeah, that castor is really rough stuff too.
You mean the stuff that you go home and smoke right
There's different stuff we use. There's sulfur. That stuff makes you smell like a match.
I mean, came home one time and I couldn't stand the smell, I tell you.
Have to strip off out in the porch there because some of these chemicals.
I used to smoke matches when I was young. The wooden stick ones, you could light them up, blow them out, and hold them under your chin and breathe in, and you'd get all the smoke from the match.
And sulfurs to bring up the HP in the soil or something. I'm not sure.
Yes, I know. I had blueberries in the backyard at one time, and my son was telling me that sulfur was good for the blueberries because the blueberries had something they called mummy berry. It was where the berries would get real hard. It was like a fungus. So you used the sulfur to get rid of that. But it didn't work very good. The mummy berry never really went away.
Oh, okay. You still got the blueberries out there? Or?
No, we took them out because they weren't producing anymore.
Oh, okay.
This is a real good area for blueberries too. If you look at any of those videos that I just did, that whole valley up there, it's the Skagit River Valley, and it's real flat and good farmland and everything, but it's real acidic soil, and that's what the blueberries like. So there was blueberry farms everywhere up there.
Right. So here, I'm not sure how. I'm not very. Don't got a bunch of knowledge on the blueberries, but I do. I know they burn their crops every other year or something like that. I think it is.
Okay. That's probably to combat that mummy berry. You know, I don't really think they've got 100% cure for it. So once it starts to take hold, that's probably their answer. Just burn the plants and start over.
Okay.
Yeah, but up here in they will burn canola crops after they're shelled out. They will burn all the stalks and everything off instead of trying to plug it everything back into the ground.
There must be a reason why they do that too. Maybe that's to get rid of some kind of mold or fungus the plants have too.
Well, I thought it just added a little bit of ash to the land, which is healthy.
So we take like a big net and we walk through the field and scrape across the top, and then we'll dump that net and see what kind of insects or bugs or anything's in there. And then we also have these sticky traps that are just, a foot off the beds, and then we can check those traps to see also what kind of bugs are there. So to kind of try to catch, because if you catch something too late, you lose your crops.
Yeah, that makes sense. They do the same thing here in the forests because they were worried about some kind of pine beetle or something was getting the trees. So they had these little traps that they hung out in the woods and stuff. But I don't see those anymore, so maybe that beetle went away.
I don't know. It was wiping out trees over here too.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I do have evidence of it. I don't know if I showed you guys already or not. I'll go grab it. We made a walking stick, and you can see where the beetles were underneath the bark on this stick, and they made little intricate designs. So it's actually pretty cool. I'll be right back.
Well, I noticed down here, Myron, a bunch of the trees had like they had to like cut them down, and just because they were affecting just tree after tree after tree of these black balls of stuff, and then webs, like almost
Yeah.
looked like big spider webs almost. Like it was weird.
Yeah. There's all kinds of freaking killer shit out there that wipes out something.
Right.
And now that everybody's jetting around the world, things are getting cross contaminated real freaking fast, easy. Like the anacondas in. We're ready.
Okay. Get it up there. There. See the focus. The focus isn't working very good. What the hell?
That's good. A little bit closer. Right about there.
Right on top of it.
Bugs made those designs.
Yes. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. I wonder if you wipe your camera with your thumb, will reset the
Maybe.
focus on it.
Ooh.
Let me see if I can find some more. Look at this.
Oh
It looks like an alien bug or something.
Yay.
I can't get it to focus. What the hell? Boy, it sure is not focusing.
yeah. It focuses and then you move.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Here's another one. Let's see if I can get this one. This one's really big.
Oh yeah.
Come on. I'm trying to hold it still, but it's not working very good.
Yeah. Yeah.
You get the idea anyhow.
Yeah.
Nice, good. What is it? Nice, good walking stick.
Yes. Yep, we turned it into a walking stick. It's about,
Nice.
I don't know, 5 feet, 4.5 feet tall.
Nice.
Yeah, we found that when we were out picking chanterelle mushrooms. So she likes that kind of stuff anyhow. She likes, I don't know, she's Wiccan, so she likes all that kind of stuff. I'll show you.
Walking stick at work slash cane, because sometimes at the end of the day, you go work all day and then you do a long drive, 2-hour drive, and you try to get out of the car, and it's like you're 90 years old, you can barely walk.
Yeah. I know, just from being a meat cutter and stuff, my hands and my arms and my shoulders would bother me all the time. Just from the repetitive
Right.
motion of, pushing hard, cutting through stuff all the time. I'll show you Maggie's cabinet here. Let me turn it back on. Oh, I know why it wasn't focusing. I think I got the background on fuzzy.
Oh, wrong one. I noticed that when he first popped up, his camera was fuzzy, so that's probably exactly what it was.
Yeah.
One too many clicks. Trying to get the background. Yeah, I had the background on blur. That's why it wouldn't focus. Okay, but there's Maggie's, all her stuff that we go out and forage and stuff, like arnica, purple nettle. It's got poppy seed, something called eye bright,
I have newt.
skull cap. Close, Myron, but not quite. Rose hips, burdock root. So all kinds of stuff. So she'll make teas and stuff with that.
Yeah, rose hips are good for cold because they contain lots of vitamin C.
Yes.
That's pretty interesting, all that stuff there. That'd be interesting to see some videos on that.
Yes.
Different teas and stuff.
Yes. Well, it's naturopathic medicine too, That's pretty much what it is.
Yeah. Let's see on
That Travis Hines guy, he does a lot of that grass tea and all that stuff. I find it interesting.
Okay. I didn't know that. I watch his videos. He does the ones where he's standing out on a street corner with the sign. Isn't that the same guy, Josh?
No, that's Jeff Gray, I think you're talking about.
Oh, okay. I thought the Travis.
Travis.
Go ahead.
Sorry, he lives out of his car for the last couple of years.
Oh, okay. Now I know who you're talking about. Yep.
I'll show you my ID if you show me yours.
Yes. Yeah. He just got arrested. I think it was down in Texas. He was fighting with him, or maybe it was Louisiana.
Puts those nets over his cars there, and it just sets people right off.
Yes. He does a good job on going to court and everything, too. I read through his statements that he sends back, requesting whatever he's requesting and stuff. And he's pretty detailed, so he's got himself trained up as an attorney.
Yeah. I think what gets the cops is he's got that, I don't know how to say it, maybe kind of like dumb. Kind of plays dumb, but he's a pretty smart dude.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there is no doubt. I asked him one time how he learned how to do that. He says, well, he said necessity was invention, He said he had to. He went to North Dakota, someplace in North Dakota, and got busted for something. So he just, taught himself how to fight it.
Excuse me.
Right. Did you guys watch that Lockluster link I posted in the chat last night?
I watched part of it right off the bat, and then I forgot. I didn't watch anymore. I should watch it.
He's ready.
Go up to a tree and take a leak. If your pee attracts ants, you got diabetes. If it dries fast, your sodium is high. If it smells like meat, your cholesterol is high. If you forget to unzip, it's Alzheimer's.
Oh, God.
If you miss the Parkinson's, if you peed on your shoes, enlarged prostate. If you can't smell it, COVID.
Oh, my.
Awesome.
Too funny.
Yeah. Did you guys hear that?
I heard something.
Yeah, thump in the background. That was a squirrel hitting the window. He wants more peanuts.
Oh my.
Shit.
Yeah.
What do you got? You got big glass windows in your house, John, or just average
Yes.
size?
Yes. No, they're huge sliders. I hate them.
Yeah. You get a lot of birds fly into them or anything?
No, it's just too cold. You know, they're not triple pane or anything, and they're just I just don't like them. It's
Right.
nice being able to look outside, I guess, but I'm telling you, it's cold in this house. I wear a coat pretty much 24/7 in the wintertime inside the house because we just can't keep
Yeah.
it warm enough. Even with the fireplace, it's still not warm all the time.
Right. Temperature changed here fast. I tell you, it was nice and almost t-shirt weather this morning because there was no wind. But as soon as that wind picked up, cooled right down. Chilly.
Had something blow in. It's nice here today. Partly cloudy. I don't know what the temperature is. Oh, it says 65 degrees. 65 degrees Fahrenheit and sunny. That's what my computer's telling me.
So that'd be in what, the 20s Celsius, I think.
Yes. So anything over 32, so 43. 43 split in half. Yeah, so right around 20 degrees Celsius.
Yeah, that's pretty nice.
Yeah.
Well, to be honest with you, I enjoy the winter time because I don't have to mow the lawn. So
You got one of those push lawnmowers or drive on?
yeah, it's got, it's self-propelled, but no, a riding lawnmower would be awesome. I'd have
Yeah.
a six pack of cold beer sitting on the frickin' front of it.
I'll be driving down the street. Or Tim Hortons with a drive-on lawnmower.
I should have had my camera when I went for a walk to Tim Hortons this morning. Two little old-fashioned mopeds. I don't know if they were. I guess I'm gonna call them mopeds. Come out of this parking lot and started cruising down the sidewalk, basically right at me. And then they swerved to the side and stopped and let me walk by. But it's pretty interesting.
Yeah, I don't think that's legal down here. I don't think you can ride those things on the sidewalk. I mean, if you're handicapped or whatever, you can do the scooter, but I don't think you're supposed to do the moped. They're supposed to go on the street.
Yeah, they definitely weren't supposed to be on the sidewalk.
Yeah. Was it young kids or something?
Yeah, it was just a couple young kids. I think like they were just doing like a short trip on the sidewalk to go down a side street kind of thing.
Sure. Well, we used to do that too, take our dirt bikes out and get to a place where you could ride them and not get in trouble from the Pope.
Well, a lot of it is they didn't hurt anybody, so what the fuck's the problem?
Yes.
That's the way it is. It's not if you hurt somebody. Everything is, you might hurt somebody, so you can't do whatever you want to do.
Yes.
Fuck that.
Yeah. No, you're right, Myron.
I'm sure they got cameras over there at the YMCA that would have caught whoever lit that on fire last night, but hard to say how good they are.
I was wondering if it wasn't the police.
Well, I seen two drunks going up towards that way, and then they walked in, and then they came back down our street again. So I don't know if it was them or what, but
Well, if they would have threw that garbage can, if they would have moved it over onto that chair, it could have been, quite the fire.
I think you got a lot of views off that video, didn't you? Didn't you have like 600 and some already? I remember
Which
what
one?
it was.
last night.
The fire one?
Oh no, I didn't get no views off that.
Oh, you didn't. Okay.
No,
I know.
but I got 2,000 views on that silly teeth machine.
Okay.
26 teeth or something.
Yeah. It seems to make a difference on something that they're going to push, that's for sure. And not a little bit of a difference, a big difference.
Yeah, yeah, from like 30 views to 2,000 views is pretty big.
Yeah.
for me, anyways.
Yeah.
So how much property do you got? Like the mow? Is it like an acre, half acre? Or...
Well, thank goodness there's a lot of woods too. So yeah, I mean it's 2.5 acres here, but a lot of it is woods. So I would say probably about 3/4 of an acre is grass.
No, okay.
But it's enough where it's a pain in the ass. And then you get all the branches and the leaves and everything there too. So
Right.
I don't know. We're seriously thinking about moving. I'd like to move to the coast. So I think that's probably going to happen. We're going to start looking here next month, as a matter of fact. So we'll see. Looking at the Willapa Raymond area, which is the mouth of the Willapa River, just north of the Columbia River, about maybe 50 miles or so. So pretty much a fishing mecca. The nice thing is, too, my son just bought a big fancy Grady white boat. So great big huge boat for going out in the salt water. So if I did get a place down there, I'd look for something where he could store his boat down there and not have to haul it back and forth. Store his boat down there and just go out and go fish, basically like the charter boats do at Westport down here. Fish for some.
And he wants you to have the keys, or are you just going to ask for them?
No, I wouldn't drive it. I don't want to be responsible, Myron. So I'd be more than happy to go with him. But I have a little jet sled, a little river boat, and I also have a drift boat, which the drift boat is basically his now because he keeps it at his house. But I have the boats to go too. So I don't want to be responsible for his boat. His boat's too expensive. It's got a 250-gallon gas tank. So I couldn't imagine trying to fill it up nowadays. It's almost $1,000 to fill up the gas tank.
Yeah, that's what I was going to guess.
Yeah, too rich for my blood. Well, not only is there good fishing down there too, but there's all kinds of outdoor stuff to do. You can go beach combing, and there's razor clams to gather up on the beaches, and rock hounding and mushroom picking, and there's elk down there, so I could go elk hunting and all kinds of stuff to do. So, and not so dang many people, no traffic to deal with.
Isn't that a bonus?
Yes. I don't mind people so much. It's the traffic that gets to me, And boy, it really gets to Maggie. She really does not like the traffic. She's always tell her, you got to calm down. It's okay. But she gets so mad. And she'll tell me, well, they did this or they did that, you know. So I know, but you got to let it go.
Yeah. I always like to drive the oldest, ugliest piece of shit. And when I was living in the city, and then turn the radio up. Just drive like there's nobody around me. Fuck, get out of the way.
They probably say, oh no, here comes Myron.
I don't know if any of them knew me. I know that one time what was taking me 45 minutes to an hour to drive one morning or I think it was in the morning. I did her in fucking half an hour or less than half an hour, I think. Fucking 20 minutes.
Okay, you were flying.
Yeah, that's through downtown Edmonton.
I remember hearing a story about when they did the Olympics in China. I think it was in Beijing. They built this great big huge freeway there. Well, nobody knew how to drive on a freeway, so they didn't know to follow the lines. So there was traffic jams for the longest time because they were driving all over, you know. Oh shoot.
It'd be that way in India too.
I suppose.
I've watched them in the big cities. They can have a 5 or 6 road stop. What should be a stop with lights and everything would be over here, or at least stop signs for everybody. But no, everybody just fucking goes, and nobody ever gets hurt hardly.
Huh.
Everybody sort of looks out for everybody else. I'm not saying that there's no accidents, but I would say no more than we have over here.
Right. Right. So it
And
works.
yeah, it's just amazing to see how they do it. They weave their way through. Everybody slows down and they weave their way through, and nobody ever really ever gets stuck in one spot.
Mm-hmm. I've watched some YouTube videos where they're going to like the Philippines and stuff, and there you see a lot of scooters. It's a lot of little motorcycles.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, Josh is out strutting.
I gotta go to the bank machine and then I'll go and see. We'll check this garbage can mess over here.
Oh, good idea.
Oh, going back to the scene of the crime.
Right? Oh yeah, there's not much left to it. You couldn't see the smoke. I imagine she was pretty smoky last night. Yeah, not much left to it.
Oh boy, I guess.
She's pretty gone, just about the lid left. But yeah, I thought it was the big chair that was up on flames at first.
Huh. That chair's made of wood?
Yeah.
Maybe put in a suggestion to the government that they should make a chair like that, but make it out of fucking concrete.
Yeah, something that isn't going to burn.
They have a few wooden chairs here around town.
Well, I would rather sit in a wooden chair. Really.
They're huge. I don't know what they look like on the camera, but you know, all 3 kids can stand up and on that thing.
Yeah, it looked big.
It looks so much nicer when all the leaves come on the trees down here, that's for sure.
I got a green tree. Green year round.
Yes, in the bedroom.
Oh, no, outside the door.
Oh, okay.
It's about 20, 25 foot tall.
Okay.
When I moved in here, it was about 3 feet tall.
Okay. What kind of tree is it?
I think it's a spruce.
Okay.
I think they painted these crosswalks just last year, the year before. They sure didn't last very long.
Job security, Josh.
Yeah. So we got a lot of those paintings on the sides of the buildings here too.
Here they have to paint every year or two. If you got a lot of traffic, anything that's painted is going to wear out. What? You just came in, so you can't need a pee. And I'm not going to even ask you about the other thing because both of you will be excited.
What's the other word, Myron? You can whisper it.
Oh, if I ask them about FOOD,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That'll do it.
if they're HUNGRY,
Yeah. Yeah.
they know
Yep.
both. They know both them words.
Yeah. Yeah. I know my dog would know the TREAT word too.
That was my last dog.
Yeah.
And
I seen a
learned.
video the other day. They put a GoPro on the dog when they weren't home.
Hold on, I gotta mute. Sorry.
And did the dog do anything interesting?
Well, they set little snacks and foods around the house, but yeah, the dog just ran around the house like crazy, and then he would stop and look out the window and then start running again and then come back to the door window there, and
Yeah, waiting for them to come home.
yeah. But yeah, it was a neat little video.
Hurry it up a little bit. Okay, lay down. Lay down. Lay down. Oh, it's not good. That's even better. Oh.
It was the boss lady.
Oh. Asking you if you want anything before she comes home?
Yes, that's pretty much it. She asked what I wanted for dinner. She's a good lady.
So, did you tell her leftovers?
That's
I would screw
probably
you
what
up.
we should be doing. She said hi to everybody too, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, fucking hour since my last comment in chat.
Oh, yeah, we ignored them.
Uh, oh,
I always did my own automotive repair, but boy, I'll tell you what, I can't do that anymore, Myron. Not only will my body not really let me do it, everything's so complicated now, God, they got so much pollution control stuff on the vehicles now.
yeah.
You can't even get underneath the hood.
Yeah, they did it deliberately.
Yes.
And just about everything that actually, it's not that hard if you got one of them machines.
Yes, I suppose.
Plug it in and it tells you what's the matter with it, I think.
Yes. The diagnostic machines, but those machines are expensive too.
Yeah, they're a couple $1,000, I think. We had one guy here, he said he bought one and it took him 3 or 4 hours to figure out how to work it.
Okay. That would be me.
So I think he's pretty quick at figuring out how to get it to work, to use it properly.
Yes.
It's like 3 to 4 hours, I might figure out how to turn it on and stuff, but
Well, I know the 60s and 70s cars. I mean, the alternators and everything, there just wasn't anything under the hood, You could get to everything real easy, and it was
yep,
so simple. Put a starter in there, no problem.
yep.
Alternator, no problem.
And if you were out somewhere and you had a breakdown, it was easy enough to fix it, patch it up so that you could get back to town.
Yep.
Fucking, I've said before on here, you got a crack in your gas tank. As long as it's dry, just rub that hole with soap, bar soap, and it'll seal that crack off
Huh. That's a
until
good tip.
it rains.
Okay.
But you're good. You're good until it rains.
Yes. I was thinking maybe duct tape or something, but the duct tape probably wouldn't hold.
Yeah. Well, you'd have to clean it so fucking good to get the duct tape to hold. You might as well be in the garage fixing it anyways.
Yeah, that's true. Although I don't think you exactly want to weld a gas tank. You got to make sure that it's completely empty. I don't know what they do. They must fill it with water or something when they go to weld it, huh?
Usually, years ago, you would have to steam it.
Okay.
Fuel tanks, because it did. Uh, Well, we did. I seen a guy weld up. I think it was 100 gallon jockey tank, and yeah, just steamed the piss out of her for a few hours. Hey.com, and that made it safe.
Okay.
Hey.
I suppose steam with such a high temperature, it would evaporate the gas, huh? Evaporate all the gas fumes.
Well, it was also wash all the walls down because there will be nothing but water inside after a while.
Okay. Okay.
Hi.com.
So, John, oh, I better check to make sure it ain't me fucking echoing. It was me.
Yep, a little bit. It wasn't really that irritating because you could barely hear it.
Yeah, but I don't remember turning it on again.
Maybe you bumped a button.
Oh, I do that lots. And the only buttons I have are on the freaking mouse,
Okay.
but they will throw me in out of places.
Yep. Yep.
Only 8.com. Hell, it was up to 10 here the last time I looked. Fucking balmy. I've had, oh, it's up to 11 now. I had the windows open at, I think it was about 9 o'clock this morning.
I got 65 Fahrenheit here. So we were thinking about it earlier. That's about 20 Celsius.
No, 20 Celsius is about 68.
Oh, okay. So about 19 then, huh? Or 18 and a half or something.
I'd say maybe 17.
Okay.
Either way, warm temperature for down here.
Well, maybe we'll have a decent summer here, and you guys will get the fucking boiling weather that we had last year. It's just stupid how this weather is going now. If they are playing with it, they're just fucking everything up. Because the biggest floods in the Middle East ever.
Well, we've had a lot of hail here lately, and that's pretty unusual. I mean, we get some, but man, there was like 3 or 4 days in a row there where 3 days out of the four, we had hail, and that's unusual. So I don't know
Yeah.
what's going on there. At least we don't get the big hail like they do back in the Midwest. There's places back there where they'll have golf ball size hail. That does a lot of damage.
Yeah. We've had hail damage up here every once in a while, but it's more of a rarity, I bet, than down there.
Yes, probably so. Lots of times when the hail was big like that, it would be because there was a tornado in the works too. Tornado would be around.
Yeah. Well, we've never had a tornado close. I think Edmonton is the closest one that's touched down, and that was 20, 25 years ago.
Okay. Yeah, it doesn't happen here in Seattle, but it sure did where I grew up in North Dakota. They had them a lot.
Yeah. Wasn't that where Dorothy was?
No, that was Kansas. Close
Yeah,
though, Myron.
right.
Yeah, it's all the same.
Yeah, right next door. I think those two might have been two out of the four that I can't remember his fucking name. But he was a comedian, and he figured if he took these four states and run a fence around each state so far deep and so high, and everybody gets quite a few chances, but when you're fucking done your chances, you're in the pen. And you put the murderers and killers in one side, and you put fucking rapists in another spot, and you put the junkies or whatever it is. I can't remember how he did it, but you have everybody all situated around, and every once in a while you throw a bunch of guns over the fence. Ammo.
Natural selection.
Yeah, that was George Carlin. That's
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that sounds like him.
And there was also going to be, what do you say, doors or gates that open up once a month for, I don't know if it's 30 seconds or a minute, and then they slam closed again.
So you could take a chance on getting out, and if you got caught in the doorway, you were toast. Yeah, old George Carlin. He's not around anymore. That's too bad.
Yeah. But it's funny, his stuff is so relevant still to what we're watching with the fucking government today.
Yes. He was real pro marijuana too.
He was pro people.
Yes. Yeah. Nope. He used to say, fuck the government.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny. I watched him, I'm pretty sure, back in the well, not say 50s, but 60s. I was only three when the 50s ended, so I probably wouldn't remember watching him then, but in the 60s, I sure would have.
Yeah, I never saw him on TV or anything, but I do remember people having record albums, George
Yeah,
Carlin record albums. You'd
yeah.
listen.
Well, in the 70s, there was a lot of comics on TV in the 70s.
Yeah.
Uh,
I remember Sanford and Son, Old Red Fox.
yeah, yeah. Laughing.
Yes, that was a real good one.
Yeah.
They had what was it, the country and western one? Hee Haw.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I used to watch it for a while.
I did too a little bit.
I watched much music for a while, and what was the other one? It was
Laughing. Oh,
no, the States. music show.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I
Video.
can't remember the name of it either.
Yeah, I know it. Fuck, just can't remember it. But yeah, back. I do remember watching George Carlin before I turned 18. I do know that, and I was in 75.
Okay.
And I think I might have even seen him before that in black and white because I was watching one of his shows and I got a deja vu moment. So I don't know for sure, but I think I seen it a long time ago.
Okay.
Although I wouldn't bet a farm on it.
Yeah. Could be though.
Yeah. Well. I guess that's good enough.
.com's got a good formula down there. We're figuring out Celsius to Fahrenheit conversion.
Yeah, that double it near close enough. Well, it was me that taught him that one.
Okay. It says was going for coffee, but I guess I will be brewing it now.
Storming? 8 Celsius. That's why it's too cold for the old
Okay.
man.
Okay.
You should buy a shitload more cookies there.com because you need to put on a little weight to battle the fucking cold.
Yeah, a blanket doesn't hurt, that's for sure. You have a belly blanket.
I was talking about just eating more cookies and fucking getting fatter.com. You don't want to look fucking like an old guy sitting out there with a blanket over your knee. Oh, of course, it probably would be better for your knees that way, keeping them warm.
Yeah, you just don't want to get the blanket stuck in the wheels. You do a flip.
Went to check when I had to get my medical weed license renewed. Fuck, it was the wrong thing. Broke down and bought about $80 worth of. Oh, for no pen, but I haven't bought there in fucking 10 months. And holy fuck. They used to send free shipping through the mail. Now they charge $10 fucking dollars.
Okay. Yeah, that adds up.
Yeah.
I think you got the right idea by getting that license for a little bigger deal and farming it out and letting somebody else do the work for you and
Yeah,
you get a percentage. I think that sounds like an awesome idea.
yeah. Oh, I have grown 36 plants at a time.
Okay. Yeah, which that can be quite a bit.
Yeah. Maybe I didn't grow. No, I'm wrong. I couldn't have grown 36. I think it's 30. 34 plus the two in the pails, 36. But it wasn't top quality weed, and at the rate I go through it,
Yes. You see what .com is posting there?
yeah,
Says it would be a great short. Man falls from scooter. Blanket tangled in the rear wheels with a warm landing. LOL. Yes, I know. I talked to my buddy a little bit about it, once in a while, and I was asking him about the what do they call the new style lights that they have.
LED.
Yes, yes. And he said that the commercial operations down here don't do LED because you can't get the potency out of the LEDs that you can with the high pressure sodiums and the metal halides. That's what he said, but I don't know.
Yeah,
The problem with the other ones, there's so much heat associated with them. So it's more expensive for electricity, plus you're generating a lot of heat. So what they do here is they put the lights inside of a hood and then they run a hose from one hood to the next and they have air blowing through all of them. And that, keeps down on the heat somewhat, but
yeah,
doesn't take care of all of it either. So if you're in a room and you got 100 of those lights going, that's that's a lot of heat to dissipate.
yes, it is. Would be okay up here in the wintertime, but down south where it's warmer, it would be a little bit tougher to get rid of it.
Yes. Well, and then they use air conditioning too, but the problem with that is then that's more electricity too. So
Yeah, and more maintenance, more things to go wrong.
yes, that too.
I just hope I can find a doctor here that knows how to fucking fill a cocksucker out.
Yes. Do it right so you don't have any problems.
Yeah. If they don't, I might be able to get somebody, a doctor online to answer
Yes,
me.
probably so. You can probably call them even too.
Oh yeah, it's. I've already been on here and seen that I can get an online doctor, but they want to charge me twice or 2.5 times what I would be charged here.
Right.
But if I can't find anybody to do it here, I'll have to get it done there.
I had a buddy down in Oregon that was growing and stuff, and he just did it in his backyard. He'd use like a 55-gallon barrel and fill it up, and because he was doing great big huge plants. I think he was allowed 8 per person, and he had 2 or 3 people in his house. But Man, I'll tell you what. I went down there a couple times. I'm telling you, he'd get at least a pound off of those barrels, and maybe even 2, 3, 4, 5 pounds off of each barrel. Those plants were huge.
Oh yeah.
And it wasn't the best, but it was good, and the flavor was decent too. So it was okay.
Uh, he just fell off the back.
The dog did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is he okay?
Yeah. Well, I put a pillow back there for him to land on.
Oh, okay. Because he falls off sometimes. Does he fall asleep?
Well, he sleeps on top, but it's not
Yes.
easy to sleep. He wakes up, and I don't think he remembers where he is when he wakes up. One long step and boosh, he disappeared.
That's funny.
I didn't hear the fucking. I didn't have the pillow in the right spot one day, and I could hear him hitting it, and then him rolling off the pillow because he sort of hit the pillow and the floor at the same time. Just laugh at the poor guy.
Yes.
He's probably, I don't know if he's 13 or 16.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, he's getting up there. Although small dogs, they last a lot longer than the bigger ones.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. We used to have Cocker Spaniels before. They're not very big, really.
Okay.
But they never died of old age. One
Okay.
got run over by a car,
Oh, okay.
back broken, so we put it down. And that's the only one I can remember what happened to it.
Okay.
Can't remember the other one or two.
Yeah. Well, I had to put my pit bull down. The last dog that I had was pit bull. His name was Gator, and he went almost 18 years, but his hips and stuff were bothering him so bad at the end,
Yeah.
I had to do something. So, boy, that sure was hard to do, though, Myron. Oh my gosh.
Well, yeah. That it wasn't me. It was my dad that shot the Cocker Spaniel to put it down.
Yes.
Uh, I've had to shoot some dog myself, and it's just not a good feeling.
Yes.
I don't like cats, but I don't even want to shoot at them.
Hi, Midnight.
One of the deer that walks past every day, I would like to fucking get one of them.
Yes. Good to eat.
Yes. I don't even think I would have to shoot them. I could take them alive. Uh, Use a bolo like they do in Argentina.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Wrap the legs up. Yeah.
Yeah. I had myself one. It was just a cheap, crappy thing that I made, but they are effective.
Did you practice with it a little bit?
A little bit, not a lot. Made it, figured out how it worked, and know how it works. Don't need to practice.
Yes. Well, my family was always really big into hunting, so I knew how to shoot a bow when I was knee high to a grasshopper too. So I always did a lot of practice. Me and my buddies would go out in the woods and set up a target and shoot bow and arrow for hours and hours and hours.
I had the ones with the rubber tips, but when I graduated from them, I went to a BB gun, and then the 177, and then the 22 caliber pellet guns.
Yes.
And then when I was 14, I got to 22. At 16, I got a 303. I can't remember what it was when I bought my 12 gauge.
Okay. Yep. The same. You had the same upbringing I did. Dad always showed me how to clean all the guns and everything, you know. That was important too. We cleaned them real good and took care of everything. Yeah, we started out when we were shooting arrows, we didn't have the rubber tips or anything. We had they called them field points. So it was, you know, just a little metal tip, but
Yeah.
we were shooting, we'd put targets on a hay bale and shoot into that.
Yeah. Also made slingshots
Okay.
and a sling, which is 1/3 of a bowl.
Okay. So that's kind of like a slingshot gun.
Well, slingshot goes like this.
Right.
A sling, you just
Oh, okay.
move it around and throw it.
Okay.
And just one ball on the end, so you're hitting something with the ball.
Okay. Did you get good at that too?
I can't remember if I got a licking for busting the fucking one of the windows in the trailer or not. Yeah, I did bust the window. Oh, and I did have, the bow and arrow, the cheap bow and arrows with metal tips on them. Yeah, I used to fire them up in the air and then wait for them to come down, trying.
Yes. Yes.
But I never seen one of them fucking ever come down. I don't know where they went to, but
They were sticking in the neighbor's roof.
No. See, I was a big open fields too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Fuck, I put up a kite one time. I can't remember if I had 600 feet or 800 feet of flying. You could barely see the fucking thing. It was way up there. Could have been a lot higher. It was 600, 800 feet's not really a lot. But I had it up high enough, eventually the fucking string broke.
Did you lose the kite then?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, fuck. I don't know where it went. It was.
Probably went to BC.
No, it was headed south.
Okay.
It might be in the river. It might have landed in the river. I don't know. It was so freaking high I couldn't see it. It disappeared.
What kind of fish did you have in the river? Did you have some rainbows and stuff?
In the piece, there's jack, lingcod, sturgeon,
Okay.
chub, moon eye, gold eye.
No northerns?
Pickerel. Oh,
Okay.
that's jack.
Okay.
Northern pike, that's jack.
Yes. Okay. Okay. How about walleye?
Yeah, got them. And I think
Okay.
there might be perch too, but I'm not sure on that one.
Okay. Well, where I grew up, there was walleye, but there was also a fish they called a sauger, and they looked almost exactly the same. The sauger would never get as big. There was a difference, but I don't remember exactly what it was. One of them would have a little white spot on a fin or something, and the other one wouldn't. So, yeah, there was walleye and sauger, and they said they were separate species of fish.
Huh. I think they were treated as the same up here when I was young.
Could be. Could be.
I haven't been fishing in 13 or 14 years, and even that, it was bought the license, went one day for about an hour and a half, and never went out again. Because they stock lakes around here with rainbow and brown trout. Or they used to, let's say. They're not doing it anymore.
Right.
Fucking governments.
Yeah. That's the trend nowadays. They don't want to do that. They say they intermingle with the wild fish and blah 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 blah. So I don't know. There's no easy answers.
These lakes that they're putting them in, they can't fucking intermingle with the wild fish.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's trout going into the river, so it shouldn't fucking hurt.
Right.
Although when they make it to the river, trout like clean water, really clean water, and the river is just fucking dirty,
Okay.
silty, and just full of crap.
Yeah.
So I don't think that the trout would be able to live in it for very long.
Well, here the salmon steelhead come into rivers when they're real silty like that, but they're not spending their whole lives there either. They just come on.
Yeah, they're going upstream to spawn and then they die.
Yep. Yep. Well, not the steelhead though. The steelhead are a trout, and they can spawn and go back out and come back in again. But the salmon all die.
Yeah.
They do a lot of farming with the steelhead here. They do Atlantic salmon farming, and they also do the steelhead. And the steelhead they raise in one of the reservoirs on the Columbia River and stuff. The Colville Indian tribe does that quite a bit, and they call them triploids. They sell them in the grocery stores as farm-raised steelhead. And they're actually a decent fish. I don't buy much for farm-raised fish, though. I try to get the wild stuff for the most part.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of farm raising anything. Well, not true. Cattle and pigs and chickens and but farm raised fish, they get too many diseases.
Yes.
When they're forced to live in that tight environment.
Yes. Yes. No, I've seen some of them, they come out whole or whatever, bring them into the grocery store and we cut them up and stuff. And sometimes they'd be pretty deformed. Their faces, especially their jaws and stuff, would be real deformed. So, and it's from rubbing up against the net pens.
Yeah. Yeah.
Those triploids are kind of weird too, because what they do with those things, they actually turn them into steers. So they make them sterile so they don't ever, put any energy into their eggs or the milk glands or any of that. It all goes into body meat. So if you look at one of those triploids, they'll have a little tiny head and a great big huge fat body on them.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't want to eat anything like that. Anything that's been fucked with. Is that genetically they fucked with it?
They do. I've heard different ways of doing it, and I don't know. This is just off the top of my head, Myron. So I don't know if any of this is true. But somebody at one time told me they heat the eggs a little bit or something to make that happen. Then another person told me they use a chemical called colchicine, and that makes that happen too. And I remember back in the day, the people that were doing a lot of growing and stuff, they would use colchicine on their marijuana seeds because it would modify them too, and they would get an extra chromosome. So what happened? Every place that there was a leaf node branch, instead of 2 branches, there would be 3.
Huh.
So they got an extra bud out of that extra node.
Yeah. Huh.
But that's not firsthand knowledge either. That's just what I was told.
Yeah. Oh. Hmm.
Yeah, doing a few things around the house there, guys.
Hey, Josh.
We got our laundry room, and then off our laundry room is our back door. I was just trying to make some room in there to get that back door open again. The wintertime, I seal it up, keep the cold from coming in.
Hmm.
It's got like 100-year-old door on the back with the the old skeleton key there. And it's quite the gap around it, so I usually put a piece of plastic over it, and then a painting blanket or whatever you want to call it, just a thick blanket over it, and staple it, keep the cold out.
I'll bet you that works. Helps, huh?
Oh yeah.
It's probably a good old door. They don't make them like that anymore, I'm sure. Probably have as heavy as all get out.
Yeah, some of those old doors are pretty tough, that's for sure. Not like these newer bedroom doors where you shut them too hard and they'll snap in half.
Yep. Pretty much made out of cardboard.
Right.
Well, Maggie must be having a good time. No, she said she was headed to one of the craft stores. She was going to go to Michael's after she went and did a little grocery shopping. So
Nice.
you guys have a Michael's up there?
It sounds familiar, but I don't know.
Okay. How about Hobby Lobby?
I think we got Michael's up here, but no Hobby Lobby, I don't think.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't heard of it.
And I guess I'll just show you guys. No, I better not. What are some other guys? No, fuck them. I went back and looked at that Wordle, sat there and wrote down the word, and I got it.
Bam, you got it. That was a tough one. I tried too, Myron. That was a hard one. But you got it on the very next one. 4 tries.
Uh, it's kind of a slow game, though.
Yeah, that was a tough one. I tried to think of it too. I was stuck.
Yeah, well, I was too, but I've said before that my brain don't work like other brains. I was stuck there. I couldn't do it. I just left it. I didn't even think about it. Sat here and talked to you guys. Went back, looked at it. About 10, 15 seconds later, I knew what it was.
Okay, there you go. Well, on a
But
word like that, the key would be for me would be that middle letter, being an I like that. I'd put that middle letter in there and then try to figure it out from there.
yeah,
But
but you can't. You got to put a word in order.
right, right. That makes it hard. You'd have to write it down on a piece of paper and look at it that way.
Yeah. Fuckers next door are partying and they never fucking invite me.
Well, just go invite yourself, Myron. Just
My
go over
God.
there and bring a couple joints with you. I'm sure they'd be happy.
Nah. They they do the bong
Oh, okay.
and
Okay.
then they come outside and keep the lot. Last winter was frozen right into their front step.
They had a big pile of puke. Oh, that's so funny. You'd have to go out there with the ice chipper and chip it off the
Oh,
stairs so you didn't slip and fall.
well, they just left it on there for I don't know how fucking long, and then I don't know. I think they when they were cleaning the snow off, they got it too.
Probably didn't smell too good either.
Well, it doesn't bother them.
Huh.
Oh, be quiet. He lived there in a different trailer a few years ago, and it burnt down.
Oh, okay.
So we brought a new one in. Not new, very fucking old. He didn't put cement pilings down. He didn't strip it, all the topsoil off and then build up gravel pads. He just fucking put down good 2x4s and used them and set it there. So fuck over the years as the water melts every spring, it'll just fucking be settling,
Yes.
bending all over the place.
Yes.
Moved in 2 years ago, built a deck, finished most of it, and then said, fuck it. He hasn't done anything since.
Okay.
He put soffit on it twice or three times now, but it keeps ripping off because he doesn't put the fascia on afterwards to hold the soffit in place, stop it from getting attacked by the wind.
Right. Right.
But I don't want to say anything to him. I know who I've talked to him before. When I got my uh, dishwasher, I asked him if he would mind packing it in for me. So he brought it in, unpacked it, and set it where I wanted it. He took the fitting out, and it wouldn't fit on the spout. He couldn't get it to fit. So he says, "I'll take it with me and you know see if I can figure out what the problem is." He comes back a week or 10 days later, and he says, "I can't figure it out." And I said, "Give it to me." I took it, put it on there, and screwed it on. The fucker didn't even try it the right way or something. I don't know.
Oh, he had a cross threaded, Myron.
No, he didn't even have a cross thread. He never did ever get it started.
Huh.
So I figure anybody gets that fucking dumb, they don't need to come on my property.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like he's very mechanical, that's for sure.
What? Hey, he's a fucking mechanic, heavy duty mechanic.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
crazy. How could you not realize that the threading, that because it's got to be just at the right angle or whatever, straight up and down to whatever you're putting it on. So,
Yeah, I don't know what the hell he did, but he couldn't get it to start. Couldn't get it to cross thread.
yeah. Was he a hard drinker? Maybe he had the shakes or something, Myron.
Well, he was a pretty good drinker.
Yeah.
But fuck, I've had the shakes all my life, and I could put it on. He didn't have fucking cerebral palsy or anything.
.com wants me to read the previous comment here. It says, Myron taught me a wise man once said, bees don't waste their time explaining to flies that honey is better than shit.
Well, I don't really believe I said that, but maybe I did.
I think he was just kind of paraphrasing.
That could be true too.
Yes. I think we all learn from each other.
Yeah, but some people don't want to learn.
Well, I guess that falls under the heading. It's hard to teach an old dog a new trick, huh?
Yeah. Or can lead a horse to water but can't make him drink.
Yeah, that too.
Hey, that little dog is a long ways away. You just don't have to make a noise. Across the street.
Good. They're being quiet.
Oh, yeah. They rarely ever, well, I wouldn't say rarely, but they're not really all that noisy.
Yeah, they're pretty good dogs. I laugh every time your dog comes up and gets on your lap and then starts licking your face. You can tell the dog really loves you, Myron.
Yeah, I guess so. He would go after, he has gone after people that have come too close to me.
Okay, so he's protective.
Yeah, my last dog, though, he would have bit anybody that come too close to me, and he did. He bit 36 people.
Oh my gosh.
12-year-old kid, he come running right past me, about 3 feet away from me. My dog went out and could see that he touched him on the back of the leg, and the kid stopped, looked. There wasn't a drop of spit or anything on that kid. He knew he'd been touched, but my dog didn't hurt him.
Okay.
He did him, but he just, slowed down when you're running past my master.
Yeah. It was a warning.
Yeah. Hey, Melvin.
Hi, Melvin.
My ex-boss, I would say to Max, I need a hug. And he would come up and jump in my lap and curve his body around me so as I could hug him. And my boss wanted him to do that to him. So my boss started bringing him fucking treats, like bag of turkey, you know. Did that for, I don't know, 8 months. Tried a few times, but could never even get Max his feet hardly off the floor. As soon as his feet were off the floor, he was snapping. So after about 8, 9 months, uh, I noticed he quit trying it. And after 2 or 3 months, I said, "Well, what the fuck? How come you're not trying to pick him up anymore?" He said, "Well, I first started out, he didn't hurt me when he was biting me, but he says now every time I touch him, he fucking hurts me."
He was done with the warnings.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was my dog and my dog only.
Some dogs are like that.
Yeah. Well, I got him when the first time I was hurting and I had a sip for a whole year. I got him about 6 months into that year. I fucking went out and I traded $100 uh, shears, electric shears for animals
Okay.
for my last dog. That's what I paid for him, just traded the shears. But he was the fucking smartest dog I ever seen. For that I have had come in contact with. Although these two ain't too bad either.
No, they're good dogs.
How you feeling today.com?
I taught one how to sit and one how to stay. And those commands work for everything. If they're doing something I don't want them to do, I just tell them to sit and stay.
Okay.
Oh, I haven't done it so fucking long, maybe they've forgotten. Well, you got to do it often to keep it in their minds, and I haven't done it in a while.
Yes. I think the smartest dog I've ever seen is one of those Australian shepherds. Those dogs were really smart.
There was a guy I had one on TV about 20 years ago, and it could do 250 commands, oral commands, like go get the ringing phone, just stuff like that.
Yeah, pretty amazing.
Yeah, oh, it was really smart.
It's fun to watch those dogs herd too.
Yeah, yeah. I had, I think it was a Sheltie Coley when I was young. 2 years old or 2.5 years old. My mom said I used to ride it like a horse. Although I couldn't ever remember doing it.
Those are smart dogs too.
Yeah. I would say that an English Spaniel was maybe the dumbest dog I ever had. But then again, it wasn't really mine. My wife bought it. My ex-wife put it that way. And when I went to work, she had it, but she never did nothing with it. She couldn't figure out why it cried all the time when she locked it in her room at night. She was a clueless bitch. Probably still is.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you gotta exercise them too. Take them out for walks and all that kind of stuff. The dog is a big commitment.
Yeah, Well, these ones don't get out for walks. They can go out and run around the yard if they want, but going out and getting in a run or anything, they haven't got nothing because I just can't do it.
Yes.
My last my last dog I used to you're still here. My last dog I used to take him on to the west edge of town, and there's a road for 3 miles south. There's no humans on it. It's just a straight road, nothing there. And about the 3rd mile down, there's uh, an approach into a house, and their dog come out to fuck with my dog, but my dog was halfway in between my two dogs for size. Matter of fact, that's the little guy there.
Okay.
That's Max. He
Okay.
would he would sit on my lap with his feet up on the windowsill in the truck. He's on his in the passenger seat there, right there. But he would sit on my left lap with his feet up on the side, and he would stay there while I was driving. And if I hit the signal light or took off my foot with the jake kicked in so it rumbled, uh, he would move over to that chair by himself. I wouldn't have to even say nothing. He'd move over, we'd make the curve, get things running fairly straight again, and maybe get up 1 or 2 gears, and he'd come back into my lap again.
Isn't that funny? He just knew. He'd
Yeah.
been there enough that he knew.
Yeah. Oh, he just hated noise, loud noises. But if I had to be in the loader, he would ride with me no matter how fucking loud it was.
Okay.
We went fishing once for 2 days. The guy said not once did he ever get his feet wet. He hated water.
Okay.
And the only time they seen him sleep in the 2 days or 2.5 days that we were out there is when I climbed up on a great big rock that was brown, and it was in the summertime, so it was nice and warm. I climbed up on it and went to sleep, and he laid down at the foot of the rock and had a nap there.
Okay.
But that was the only time they'd seen him sleep.
Okay. Yeah, he was being a guard dog. He was watching out for you.
Yeah. Well, I think I think he knew there was something the matter with me physically, and I can't prove it, but he sure did not like too many people that came near me. Now, I don't know if that was his jealousy or if he
Was just aware.
yeah, because dogs are pretty smart. That's why they sniff each other's asses all the time, see if somebody's sick.
Okay. They can smell it.
Yeah, yeah. They can tell when some people are going to go into a fit of some kind. They can sense it before the person actually even senses it themselves.
Yep, I remember hearing about that, like epileptic fits or whatever. They actually have dogs that can diagnose it. Yep.
Yeah. No, the dogs are pretty smart, pretty helpful. Unlike fucking cats.
I remember going shopping one time with a buddy that he had an epileptic fit in the middle of a store, and I didn't know what the heck. I was like 21 years old, and I'd never seen anything like that before. God, it scared the hell out of me. He just, basically went down on the ground and started to, twitch and everything. And I'm thinking, what the hell? And somebody else, in the store knew what was going on. So it took him about 3 minutes and he came to.
Yeah. I seen the guy do it in the bar one afternoon. It was the first time I'd ever seen it, but nobody else was too upset, so I didn't get too upset.
Okay. So they'd probably seen it before with the same guy.
Well, I can't remember who all was in the bar.
Oh, thank you.com for dropping her link. I can hear the wind chime going in the wind here off the deck. No hummingbirds yet. They were out for a little while. They came out for a couple days, but I don't know where they went. We haven't seen them in several days now.
Huh.
They sure are cool birds. I love to watch hummingbirds.
Yeah, they're the only bird that can fly backwards.
Yes, they're amazing. Do you have any up there, Myron?
No.
No, too cold, I suppose, huh?
Yeah.
Supposedly they have them in Alaska, though.
Really?
Yes.
Well, maybe they got to be closer to water.
That could be.
Because it's pretty dry here.
Yeah, that could be. Maybe you don't have the food around for them, maybe there isn't the flowers and stuff for them too.
Yeah, I don't really think there is. Bees, I think, can survive here, but and hornets.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, down here we've got yellow jackets, and then there's one they call a bald-faced hornet. Oh my gosh, those things are so nasty. The stings are bad from those things.
Really? Is they black?
Yeah, they're black and white.
Yeah.
Yep.
I've seen those before too. I was, I don't know, 16 or 17. And the outhouse, it had a hornet's nest about that big on the back of it.
Mm-hmm.
And, you go up to use the outhouse and you're scared you get stung in the balls or something. So I went out there one day with a stick and I just wound up and fucking just home run that bitch and dropped the stick. Didn't move. Well, I vibrated, but I didn't move. And I had 4 or 5 land on me, a couple on my bare skin, and I just stood still and I never got a sting. They up and all fucked off.
Huh. Wow, that's amazing. I didn't know they'd do that. I thought they'd sting you no matter what.
Well, I don't know. Like I said, I didn't move. It was like I was a tree. And they walked on me, but I didn't move at all. And I think that saved me. If I'd have started running, they'd all been after me.
Yes, probably so.
Yeah.
Well, we used to mess with them when we were kids. What we would do is we would put on our winter jackets and get all bundled up and then go out there and mess with their nests, because same deal, big paper ball or whatever. And those were mostly all yellow jackets, so. But every once in a while, one would work its way through all the clothes and find its way to the inside and get stung.
Yeah.
And take off running through the woods.
The last time that I can remember being stung was when I was, what would I have been, 22 maybe, 23? And that one hurt like a son of a bitch, right between, close to between the shoulder blades. Down a little lower.
Okay.
It flew in the window. Wow. I've never thought that I needed air conditioning, so you gotta roll the windows down when you're traveling the hot days. The cocksucker blew in and fucking went down my shirt. And I sat back against the seat and the cocksucker got me. I killed it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I remember my dad coming home from work one time, and that happened to him. He had a short sleeve shirt on and had his arm hanging out the window, and one flew up his short sleeve, you know. So
yeah, yeah.
he says, "Yeah, I got stung." My dad was a soil conservation officer, so he worked for the federal government and helped the farmers and stuff. So that was always a pretty good in with the farmers because we always got permission to hunt on the good properties and stuff.
Yeah.
So it was pretty awesome growing up with that background.
I did a painting of a shed for some people in town here, and they had uh, at the front of the shed they had a wasp nest coming out of the upstairs, a couple of open fucking knot holes, and in the back of the shed they had a fucking thing. And I think I went up there with a can of ether, froze all the cocksuckers that come out at me the first time, but after that, I just started painting even while they were there. It didn't matter as long as you moved really slow and didn't hurt them. They left me alone.
Okay.
Yellow jackets.
Okay.
I don't know them black and white cocksuckers. I don't know about them. I think I'd have to do something different.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, the black and white ones, we called them, and I don't know if that's the proper term, but we called them bald-faced hornets. And I do remember getting stung, you know, and it was definitely a step up from a yellow jacket sting. That's for sure. It was almost like getting kicked by a mule or something. Yeah, they really hurt.
Yeah, I don't think I've been stung by one of those.
Well, we'd find the ground nests quite a bit, you know, going out mushroom picking and stuff. They live in the ground in a hole. So lots
Yeah,
of times you stumble on them or just step on the area, you know, and they come piling out of there. So,
yeah. I wonder if that pepper would work on them too. The bear spray?
oh, maybe. Yeah. Slow them down a little bit at least.
Yeah.
They have some guys that go out, you know, and they do YouTube videos and stuff too, where they're getting rid of the hornets and the wasps, spray them with stuff.
Yeah. Hey, what's truth?
Hi, what's truth?
Work's all done?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you, Myron.
Oh, I said work's all done. I was talking. What's
Oh,
truth?
okay. Yep, he was working on those bearings.
Yeah.
He must have it done by now. It sounded like he was getting it put back together.
I got a bearing puller here. It was, I think it was $90 or $110, somewhere between there. But fuck, you could pull a bearing fucking on a tractor. The cocksucker's big. I don't
Yes,
know how my stepdad had it. I don't know how he fucking carried it.
pretty heavy.
Yeah, I can see that happening to you. What's truth? It just sucks.
Oh, yeah, that does suck. Well, you just go get a tap and retap the hole and put a different bleeder valve in there.
Well, he hadn't said he broke them off, so
It says got the bearings done. Strip the bleeder screws.
you get a little 6-inch pipe wrench. And you might be able to get the screws out without. But it's hard to say.
Yeah, I remember doing that. I'd always have somebody pump the brakes and turn the valve, open up the valve, and close it back up again and pump the brakes some more. They run a little rubber hose from that into a glass jar with a little bit of brake fluid in it so you could see if there was bubbles coming out.
Oh, that's nice that you got him out.
Yes. So that just means you just got to get new little valves. They
Yeah,
can't do much.
that's a lot less than what it could have cost.
Yes.
I gotta get some more weed.
But you have to buy whole new calipers. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I didn't know that. I thought you could just buy a new nipple or whatever and put it down in there.
Yeah, me too.
You'd think they'd, have a nipple, but I suppose that's how they do things nowadays. They make you buy the whole thing. I always had good luck. I never broke one off. Never had any problems with those. But I never took them out all the way either. I always just bled the brakes and called it good. Sound like you had a pretty major project going on there, though. You're doing bearings. I don't know if you did an axle or something too. That's a big job. That would have been an expensive job. You saved yourself a lot of cash. Yeah, I was like that too. What's truth? Learned over the years. Use the right tool for the job and all that kind of stuff. That helps. Ball joints. Ball joints is a big job. Do you use a pickle fork? Okay. Yeah, those things, they, get rusted or corroded together. They can be a bitch too. Yes. He's grinding some up.
Well, if I was eating, I'd say that my eyes were bigger than my stomach, but I wasn't eating, I was just cutting, grinding it up.
Oh yeah. Yep. Nope. That thing does a good job. Nice and fluffy.
Oh, yeah. I've been using it for, what, 15 years, maybe 20 years? I've washed it out once. The kettle sounds like it's going to be boiling soon.
Gonna do some tea.
Yeah, hurry and roll this before the fucking whistle goes off.
Oh, the pressure's on. Yeah, that would probably hurt. What's truth? A lot of that stuff has a lot of pressure on it. I always had the little Volkswagen Baja Bugs, so those things were so easy to work on. Oh my gosh. I could take a motor out of a Baja Volkswagen in about probably, I don't know, 20, 30 minutes. Just drop it right down. There was only like 4 bolts that hooked it to the transmission, the motor to the tranny, and then you had to unhook the gas line and the linkage for the gas for the carburetor, and that was it. You drop it right down. They were air cooled, so there was no radiator or anything on them. Yeah, he uses it for medicine, so I don't blame him.
When you're smoking as much as I do, it just isn't worth it to fucking cut it up by hand.
Nope, I have one of those little coffee grinders like that too, Myron.
Yeah.
It's great. I bought mine at a garage sale for 50 cents.
Holy fuck! I bought mine new for, can't remember if it was $10 or $20. I think it was $10.
Okay.
And then I got a $12 one sitting over there, but I use it for, well, last thing I did was eggshells,
Okay.
and before that I tried grinding up corn.
Didn't work on the corn. The corn's pretty hard, huh?
It ground it up, but it was pretty hard on the fucking plastic, I'll tell you, of the
Okay.
lid, because the
Yes.
lid sits down inside, and fuck, it's just jagged all underneath from where corn broke it off. But I heard it might be good for killing ants, so I had to try it.
Okay.
Just to know wives' tale.
Okay. So what did they say? You fed the chopped up or the ground up corn to the ants?
Yeah,
Okay.
that it was supposed to do something to them, but it fucking didn't.
Okay. We use borax. So we mix a little bit of water, sugar, with a little bit of borax in there. And boy, I'll tell you what, that works great. They disappear, man. They come up and eat that and they take it back to their nest, and they feed it to everybody in the nest and they disappear.
Equal amount sugar?
What's that?
Yeah, equal amount sugar and borax?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. We never measured, just dump a little bit of this and a little bit of that in there and a little bit of water and then put it on we always used a canning lid. So it was flat and low to the ground so the ants could get up in there. Yeah, we
Mm-hmm.
just used the lid off a canning jar and put it on there. It didn't have to be very much. And yeah, it worked good. Even for the carpenter ants, it would get rid of the carpenter ants too. You ever seen a carpenter ant? They're
No.
great big huge suckers. They're probably about, some of them are pretty close to 3/4 of an inch long. And they chew the wood, inside your house. So I want to get rid of those things too. I'll never forget I was in a house years ago when I was renting a house in Monroe and there was carpenter ants in the wall and you could hear them. It was like chomp, 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 they're chewing on the wood. Yeah, I always had lots of borax sitting around because I used borax to cure my salmon eggs and my steelhead eggs to use them for fishing. So we'd roll them in borax and it would dry them out a little bit and toughen them up. And we'd use them for bait.
Well, I got some here that I've been using it for clothes.
Okay.
It doesn't clean all that good, but it makes everything smell fresh. And nowadays, that seems to be the way it is. It don't matter if it's clean, fuck, as long as it smells fresh for 2 weeks.
Yeah. That's what people want.
Yeah, well, it's just that's the advertisement.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I found that the borax, although it does make things fresher, actually, I don't get dirty enough that it couldn't clean anything I wear.
Right. Right. Yeah, when I was a meat cutter, I'd get full of blood and stuff and all of that kind of stuff, So then I'd have to wash my clothes real careful, but not anymore. Worst thing that can happen is I'll get a grass stain, I guess.
Yeah, but now you can just look on the internet and find out what to take that grass stain out with.
Yes. Yes.
It's amazing. The internet is amazing that way, but in other ways, it's just a piece of crap.
Yes. No, I use YouTube videos to do a lot of home repairs. That's for sure. Work on cars. I changed a head gasket on my little Toyota pickup at one point in time with a YouTube video. So yeah, I've used it for a lot of different things. Repaired uh, clothes washers, dryers.
Oh,
Well, it sounds like Maggie's home. So I'm going to mute here for a second, okay?
sure.
Okay.
Oh.
Yes, I did. I'm back, Myron.
Hi, Myron.
We got a little noise going on. Maggie says hello.
Hi, Maggie.
Hi.
Well, had on a little bit of guitar while you were gone.
Yes, that was awesome.
Fucking good player.
Who was that, Myron?
Tommy Emmanuel.
Okay.
He's Australian, and Chet Atkins. He learned how to play from Chet Atkins.
Okay. Okay. Yep, that's a name from the past, huh?
Yeah, but Chet Atkins and Les Paul, they were the biggest guitar players way back.
Okay. Which I didn't really realize here until just recently. I was watching Pawn Stars and they were talking about that. So I didn't know that Les Paul played guitar. I knew he made them, but I didn't know he played.
Yeah. Well, fuck, he made his own. He called it his little black box, and he had reverb and record and every fucking thing in it back in the 40s.
Okay. Before
But
any of that was really well known.
nobody put it out. But he made, especially in his later years, he started fucking making mention of his little box that he had where he could change everything. And after that, then I think other people started making all kinds of pedals.
Okay.
But geez, Les Paul made the Les Paul. Well, actually, he didn't make it. Well, he did make the Les Paul.
Wasn't his wife really big into playing too?
Mary Ford. Mary Ford.
Yes, that was
Uh,
it. Yep.
She was fucking near as good as he was, as far as I could tell.
Yep. They were talking about that on Pawn Stars too.
Uh, yeah, I wonder how many hours they fucking studied up on that before I went on there, or they went on there, and I could probably just go on there and. Well, that's just it. I don't know if I'd be able to spout everything off because sitting here talking to you, it just come pops out. But if I was sitting there trying to think of something to say, I would be blank.
Yeah. Well, we did good.
Mm. Well, John,
Is it about time to shut her down?
well, it's a little bit earlier than normal, but hell, I've run over lots too.
Yep, yep. No, it's all good. Yep, I'm gonna dink around. I'm gonna learn how to. Well, I've been saying this for days, but I need to teach myself how to edit a little bit. Need to do some editing on some of those videos. There's some that the wind noise is so bad, so I just want to, do away with the sound altogether, or maybe put some music on it or something like that. So,
Yeah.
but I don't know how to do it, so I got to teach myself how. I was recommended something by No Justice, but it looks like it's for cell phones only, so I got to find a computer program to do it too. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, Myron. Well, you have a good day. Everybody in chat, thanks. Stay safe.
You too. You and the missus both have a very good day. Thank you
Okay.
for coming up.
Okay. Yep. I appreciate you too, Myron. Later,
Yeah.
guys.
And thank Josh for coming up and What's Truth for being in chat. And Melvin was there once or twice, but I guess that's it. Anyways, catch y'all later.